Well, welcome everybody to the Birdcage in Ashland, Nebraska, where tonight the district finals await between the number 1 ranked and 23-1 Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays and the upstart Miden Whippets at 15-8 on the year. These two teams playing for a very important date, a trip to the state basketball championships in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Washburn, and I am joined by the best broadcasting team around. First off, the young man running the technicals tonight, as he has all week long and done a fantastic job, the track star, the super sophomore, Elliot Gosson. And on my far right, a man that knows a thing or two about postseason basketball. He won a state championship playing for Coach Jim Weeks at Beatrice, and a Hastings College All-American tight end, Jordan Wallman. And the man nearest me, a man who has coached in 10 different state championships, Ashland-Greenwood's first-year head girls basketball coach, Dave Huber. Well, fellas, we've got a great one and a couple of really terrific stories. The Miden Whippets starting just one senior, and with first-year coach Carson Bloom, they've made an unlikely trip to the district finals. While the top-ranked Blue Jays, they are trying to make their second trip to state in just 3 years. So let's start with the Whippets. Jordan, will throw it to you. What makes this young but very dynamic team go?
You know, Carson is a friend of mine, their head coach, Coach Bloom. And he just kind of, talking to me before the game, he just kind of said they go as their defense goes. So when they can step up in those games that they've won, those big games they've won, they've really stepped up on the defensive end. And then a 17-8 Miden team has a lot of good losses. So a couple losses to Ogallala. Ogallala's in a district final. Central City is in a district final. So, you know, and then the other thing is I just kind of asked him, I said, how's the year going? And he goes, it's going good. We're young and we found some success. So I think they're really excited about that. And I think an upstart team with him in his first year at the helm, great player at Hastings College, they're on the right track. And they're excited for today.
Well, Jordan, you mentioned their schedule. The teams that have beat them, a collective record of 161-37. So, man, when they've lost a game, they've lost to a very good basketball team. And now let's switch it over here to Coach Hubert. Coach, this Blue Jay squad, again, trying for their second trip to state in just 3 years. And they have won more than 50 games in their last 3 years. So tell us a little bit about what makes this Blue Jay squad go.
Well, the thing that comes to mind for me is momentum. I think they've got a ton of momentum coming in tonight. They've only been beaten once all year by a very good Ron Colley group. But nobody in C1 has beat them, right? And so, I just see a ton of confidence. They're on their home floor with a bunch of momentum over the last couple of years, and I think they're ready for this moment.
Well, both of these teams really are predicated on defense. Coach Bloom told me, Jordan, earlier today, he said, look, if we have a shot tonight, our defense has got to be spectacular. That's what really makes us go. And talk about those big boys in the middle. Braden Schroeder, a 6'2 junior, and Caden Bradley, a 6'4 junior. They've got some size. They are well put together, and they're going to guard that rim very, very tough tonight. Talk a little bit about what they'll do defensively.
Yeah, watching Bradley on film, he was the guy that kind of stuck out. He's a big guy. He moves extremely well, handles himself really well on the inside. So when you have big, strong bodies like that, those guys can hold ground. They can maybe, if you take advantage of a lazy box out, really just kind of have a mindset of wanting to play on the inside. And I think that's highly valuable. And that the Blue Jays don't really have a guy defensively that wants to bang on the inside and wants to go. Max Parker's happy to do it, but he's going to beat you with his high point, not with his holding space. So it'll be interesting to see. And they got a couple guys that want to operate on the inside.
Well, Coach Hubert, let's swing around here to the Blue Jays defensively and talk about them for a moment. They love to run. They love to trap. The guards tonight from Miden are really going to be challenged with Seth Hauserman, Rylan Holston, Carter Harson. Ron Colley did a lot of full court pressure against them, and they had moments where they really struggled. What will they see tonight from this Big Blue trapping defense?
Well, we are athletic and I'd say high energy and like to disrupt. We got some length to us, and I don't know that I've seen a team in a long time that gets up and down the floor like we do. So I I think the blueprint is to test those passing lanes, pressure up on the outside, and get the ball going in transition.
Well, another monstrous crowd here tonight at the Birdcage. There was a line, fellas. I got here at about 3:45, and there were lines at 2 different entrances waiting to get in. The doors didn't open until 4. I had to be snuck in through a back door just to get in here and get started. But this is something else, this atmosphere. Talk a little bit about what you're seeing here in the Birdcage tonight.
Yeah, it's a special day. Special day for both teams, and Miden traveled extremely well. We appreciate them making the trip, but not many seats open. But what's new after the last couple of Blue Jay games?
All right, we are back and ready now for the starting lineups between the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays and the Miden Whippets. And here we go. Let's start off here with the Whippets. They're at 17-8 on the year. And in the backcourt, it will be Seth Hauserman. He's a 5'11 junior, averaging 6 points a game and 2.7 assists. Also, Rylan Holston, he's a junior at 5'11. He'll average a couple of steals a game, the defensive specialist, and right at 5 points a game. Carter Harson, averaging 9.5 a game. He is a 5'10 junior, and he's good on the boards, averaging nearly 4.5 rebounds a game. And then you got Braden Schroeder, a 6'2 junior, averaging 7.5. And Caden Bradley, the 6'3 junior in the middle. He's averaging just under 11 points a game. And for the Blue Jays, it will be too smooth Cale Jacobson, as he will start in the backcourt. He is a 6'4 senior, averaging 17.1 a game. Dane Jacobson, the 6'2 sophomore, he'll come off the bench tonight, and he'll be helping his brother in that starting lineup. Also in the backcourt will be Evan Shepard. He's a 6'2 senior, averaging 8.5. Brooks Kissinger, who's been shooting lights out. He's one of 3 guards, averaging 11.5 points. And then Cougar Konza, one of the forwards. He's a 6'4 junior at 9 points a game. And Max Parker, a 6'6 senior. He's averaging 10.9 points a game. So here we go. You heard Brad Jacobson say, let's play championship basketball, as the winner of this game will head to Lincoln, Nebraska and play state. And here we go, Parker going up against Bradley, and Cale Jacobson rips it out of the air. And here we go. It'll be Shepard over to Konzum. 3-ball on the way. Bingo! Hot start by the Big Blue. Back in the backcourt they come. Menden against this 1-2-2 pressure, trying to get a trap on the Blue Jays right in front of the student body. Not a good place to be, but they fight through that double team. Looking against this man-to-man defense here as Holston will hand the ball off to Harsin. Harsin averaging just about 10 a game. And they're going to put up a three right away to try to answer. It's missed, but Harsin will track down the board. Bounce pass down to the big man. He's going to work hard. Bradley against the glass, and Parker does a good job defensively. Running out of there is Jacobson. Look at that quick pass, ball movement for the Big Blue. This is what they're known for, but Max that time had to go off his fingers and out of bounds. So the first turnover of the game here for either team.
High energy game so far. You can kind of see Kale there looking at Cougar and saying, hey, shoot it. You know, he kind of would like to have seen him shoot that transition three, especially after he made the first.
Back the other way. They're going to beat the pressure this time. And they're working on it at the top of the key. Bounce pass down in the corner. This is going to be Holston, the junior. They start 4 juniors, and now we have a whistle and a ball off the right leg of Harsin. Good hands by Cale Jacobson to force that turnover.
Kale's such a long defender. The Blue Jays are really going to come out and try to pressure Miden and not make them feel comfortable. We see Miden coming out here in a little 2-3 zone.
Coach Hubert sees something.
Got a big man in the middle, 2-3 zone. I think they're going to try to cover that three.
Here comes Kissinger. Will kick it out to Shepard. Parker in the corner, surveying, gets it in. What a give and go. Back to Max. Reverse layup. Oh, what a nice dipsy doodle there by Max Parker.
Blue Jays really attack zone this year with high post flashes. So Kale flashes to the high post and finds Max cutting.
Out of the double team, Blue Jays up 5-0 early. Menden with that long drive down Interstate 80. And there's a steal. Shepard's going to lead out. Kale, will he flush it? No, he misses the layup. Nice job in there by Schroeder to defend. Back the other way comes Harsin. He's going to attack. He's fouled on the way to the rim. And the officials tonight, by the way, there's Troy West on the call. He's joined by Todd Zart and Dave Bryant. Good crew tonight.
Good crew tonight, yeah. We've had, over the years, Todd Zart. I think he's out of Lincoln, or does the Lincoln area. He's really good official.
Boy, he has sure called a lot of games in his career. And now they're going to get the ball up top, and Kale just with an interception. Looked like that safety he played in high school for so many years on the football team. Here's Conzem, 3-ball, little short, and tracking it down is Bradley. And they'll walk it up with Harsin. 5-0 lead. Menden working against this very tough man-to-man defense. They get it into Bradley against Parker. He goes with the left hand. Nice touch by Bradley to make it 5-2.
He's a big body. He said 6'3", 230. I mean, his athleticism definitely is a huge benefit for him at his size.
Works, really moves well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Here's a beautiful bounce pass from brother to brother, a little brotherly love as the Jacobsons play catch, and Dane Jacobson with the bucket.
Great example. Blue Jays have seen so much zone this year, and here we go.
And here they go again. This will be Kale, left-handed layup, skies and makes it 9-2.
Defense turns to offense for the Blue Jays.
And this time they beat the pressure easily. Nice layup by Hauserman. And we got a whistle and a timeout by Coach Bloom. It's 9-4, but that time they did a beautiful job against that 1-2-2 pressure D.
They did. They found a seam and then got it deep.
Definitely. You know, can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, that one in the back here, we had one guy in the back rotation, I think it was Cougar. They passed it so fast he couldn't get rotated back.
Well, the crowd on their feet here, or at least the student body in Ashland-Greenwood, they're making some noise tonight. They've been incredible this year, and Brad Jacobson, the principal, he's taking a selfie right there with the crowd behind him. Just as we mentioned, the crowd, Brad Jacobson getting them fired up. Abby Fisher, the quarterback, and of that whole student body group, and they are in full voice tonight. Huge advantage. I saw Tony Chapman of NEB Preps this week did a story on the importance of very vocal, loud student bodies, and boy, we have one here. Back the other way comes Kissinger. Looks inside. He's going to skip it back over to Max. He'll try that 3-ball. Bingo!
Wow.
Blue Jays can shoot. You know, Parker's well over 45% this year. I mean, he can shoot it.
Boy, can he. And here comes Miden the other way. The ball knocked out of bounds. I've got him shooting now. Updated stats, Jordan, at 50% from three land is Max Parker.
Oh,
6'6" senior. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Minden's going to have to find a way to not – sometimes that zone can really shrink. I noticed the whole backside was at the midline on that skip.
Look at that steal, but stolen right back by Schroeder. He's going to attack the sophomore. He'll get the bucket and the foul as Dane left his feet, and that allowed the official to make that call.
A lot of pressure there. Miden handles the pressure, and as the Blue Jays try to leak, there's a steal, and that high intensity kind of bit the Blue Jays in the butt there. I remember what I was going to say on the other end. Blue Jays have played so much zone, 2-3 zone this season that guys have been able to establish roles. So Dane, not usually an inside player, kind of knows how to operate and score on the inside. So it'll be a theme to look at what the Blue Jays continue to do because they've seen so much zone this year.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep that zone big and not get collapsed.
Here comes Kissinger down in the corner against his 2-3. You just heard Jordan and Coach Huber talk about this. Jacobson has a pass go off the left hand of Max Parker. Beautiful job by Harson to jump that pass. He read it.
Yep.
Zones are all about rotation. Right now, Miden is rotating very quick. They know they have their backs protected by the big on the inside. This is a quick rotation zone, and that's the difference between a good and a great zone.
They've definitely got some athletes here to the Whippets. And now they come up against the 1-2-2 and they beat it. If they can handle that 1-2-2 and those traps, they're going to have an opportunity to play with the Blue Jays here tonight. As with it near the midcourt is Harson. Going to try a little flare screen, and then on the deflection comes up with it is Holston. His shot is blocked by the gym rat, and then a foul's going to be called on the Whippets.
You can kind of see the scout there because as he drove, nobody was there to converge in and help in. But the scout must be not to leave certain guys, and Max Parker being one of those on the inside didn't get a chance to leave his man, but Cale takes care of the one-on-one defense.
Well, they have yet to put it up on the scoreboard who the foul was on. Still showing 0 team fouls for Miden, but obviously that was a foul called on someone. Checking into the game here is Cooper Land, 5'10" senior. Here's Cale with a little dish pass off the hands of Cougar Kanzum. Cougar points at his chest, says, "It's on me. I should have caught that." And so we're under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Blue Jays extending out this 1-2-2 just a little bit. Great quick pass by Hauserman. Pulling up is Harson. He can shoot. He got the bucket there. It's 12-9. Coach Bloom's got his Miden Whippets ready to play off the 3-hour bus drive. And here comes Cougar Kanzum. Both of these student bodies chanting, and the ball nearly stolen by Hauserman. Coach Mose talking to his team here up off the bench.
What allowed us to find success, those high post flashes aren't happening. So the defense can really extend themselves out if guys aren't making them collapse by going to high post.
Here's the entry pass to Kell. Great look underneath to Kissinger. Left-handed layup, misses, gets it back, fouled, and the bucket.
Great second shot. Yep. He stayed with it.
You know, I think as Brooks has grown throughout the last year, he's also gotten more athletic. So there you see him operating very well on the inside, offensive rebound, spring back up, and get the and one. So Brooks getting bigger and more athletic every day.
Luke DeMeyer, who just checked in the game, gets that foul. And Brooks Kissinger, the 71% free throw shooter, knocks it home. 15-9. They're going to beat the pressure again. And there could have been a travel, but look out. The gym rat, Cale Jacobson, puts that thing into the, what do we call that? The
curtain.
Stage. The curtains, thank you.
Stage.
Oh, those velvet curtains, they got swatted that time. That's Cale Jacobson all over. Here they lob it in the paint. Working hard, off the glass. Oh, you got to like this kid's game. And Caden Bradley, he's got touch. Cuts it to 4. Back the other way comes Shepard, left baseline drive. Pulls up, skip past top of the key. Quick ball movement. Brooks is going to attack. Kissinger kicks it out to Parker. Man, are they moving it. There's a cutting. Kissinger. Oh, he misses the bunny. But my goodness, what some passing and great look inside.
Very good look inside.
Dale Jacobson tips it out of bounds. Checking back in will be Austin. Make that Braden Schroeder. Out will come Caden Bradley, who's got 4 points. And also checking back in is Rylan Holston, the 5'11 junior, and out for the first time today is Seth Hauserman.
Bradley's been a wall on the inside. You know, that possession for the Blue Jays was an excellent possession. At the end of the day, Miden just kind of had some big guys in there able to contest.
Nearly stolen by Cale Jacobson. He does get the steal, and he'll be fouled on the floor before the shot. Oh, he's tenacious, averaging 4 steals a game. When's the last time you saw that at a varsity level?
I haven't. Usually you're lucky if you get maybe 1 or 2, you know, but 4, that's about twice as many as most guys get.
And he'll take it out underneath his own bucket. He's getting a lot of looks at the D1 level as Cale Jacobson. D2 level, he's quite the player. And with it here is Conz. Gets it into Dane Jacobson. Sophomore kicks it out. Evan Shepard, the senior, is going to float it over to the corner. They're moving well in this Minden zone, aren't they? And here's Cougar to try to break it down. The 3-ball no good. Parker with the offensive board. Good place and catch with Shepard. Blue Jays up 4 here. Under a minute to go first quarter. Dane Jacobson will set the offense up with brother Cale. And Cale takes control. Uses his right hand to point. Reset. Here's Cougar again for a 3-ball. Bingo!
Oh, boy. He loves that corner shot.
And it's now back to a 7-point lead. And here comes a turnover. No, a reach-in foul's going to be called on the Big Blue. They're going to call Cale Jacobson on that, his first of the game.
And we're going to see Bradley come back in. As Minden, in that last possession, the Blue Jays really kind of got inside, but Minden didn't bend it, they didn't break. You see the high volume of passes, those are all on the outside. They're really converging down. Blue Jays take 35, 40 seconds to swing that ball around, and luckily it ends up in a 3, but you can see Minden's commitment really to take away those inside finishes.
Here's Holston, has it nearly stripped and stolen by Shepard. Evan doing his best sail job there. He wanted the basketball, but they said it went off of Shepard. So inbounding here come the Whippets. And into the game now is Jake Ryan. Work off the right side to Holston. Consum gets it back to Holston. He'll try a 3 off the front of the rim, and the rebound down to Parker. And they're running out of there with it. Here comes Drake Zimmerman, gets it down to Consum, right baseline drive,
and one.
Hey! Coach called it for you,
wow.
folks. Nice job, and it's now 20-11.
You know, I kind of thought he was going to let that fly, but he knew the clock, and he knew he could get to the rim. That was a great play by Cougar.
4.1 ticks left on the clock in the first quarter, and Cougar Consum with his team up 9, make it 10. 10-point lead, and here come the Whippets. Here's a shot at the buzzer. It'll be off to the left. So, really good first quarter here by both of these clubs. Minden putting up 11 points, and that says something because the Blue Jays rarely give up more than 10 in a quarter. But the Blue Jays with a late run go up by 10. Got to get your guys' thoughts. But before I do, we got Mr. Eric Allgood listening in Reno, Nevada at a coach's clinic tonight. And you talk about pressure, fellas, when the head honcho at Strive is listening and tuning you in, it's a little nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some pressure here. I can feel it.
It's not just a district final, Jordan. You got Eric Allgood listening.
Yeah, we've got our NSAA credential passes on. We're official today, so we appreciate Eric tuning in. Feel free to give it. No, that's Doug Duda out of Kearney. Doug put a sign up here, and Doug's official. He's very good as well.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Eric. We appreciate some feedback as always, and enjoy the show, hopefully.
Absolutely, and the great work that Strive does. We're so honored to be calling this game tonight. But fellas, 10-point lead here for the Blue Jays, and again, it felt closer than that, but that's what this Blue Jay squad does.
They just score so quickly. That's the key. It can be a 5-point game, and it can be 10 a short time later. So
here we go. Underway now in the second quarter. Blue Jays will have Kissinger out there, Shepard, Consum, Cale Jacobson, Max Parker. With it right there, they're going to start in the second quarter. Jake Ryan. Also, you've got Schroeder in there, the big man Bradley. And then you got Holston and a travel called on, I believe they're going to call that on Jake Ryan. And so Hauserman will be the last starter here for Minden in this second quarter. Blue Jays with it, up 10. Parker will look against this 2-3. Reverse the ball quickly, and down in the corner to Parker. Gets it in the paint to Cougar. He's going to dump it to Kale. Didn't leave his feet, but he gets his own miss and puts it in.
Nice tip.
It's good zone action, but it's tough zone action. Those are point-blank layups, but they're highly contested by one or two guys. So this Minden zone looks pretty good, honestly.
It's just dynamic, pinpoint passing by the Blue Jays. Schroeder's going to step through, has his shot partially blocked. Schroeder gets the tip. We got a whistle, out of bounds on the Big Blue.
On the reverse end, Cougar walls up at 6'4". Kale, very crafty. Max at 6'6". There's a lot of trees down there for the Blue Jays.
Checking out is Jake Ryan. In now comes Seth Hauserman, the 5'11 junior. He'll trigger the inbounds pass. Hauserman working against Cale Jacobson. What can he do there? It's always difficult to work against he and Brooks Kissinger. And here's the travel. Great job defensively by Brooks Kissinger right on cue.
You know, you've always heard about the Blue Jays shooting the three and pushing the ball. I have been really impressed with how hard they play defense. A lot of that is motivated by getting to offense, right? So if you get that ball and get a stop, you get back to offense. So.
And now we've got a pick on Kissinger. He was not set at the top, and the official, Troy West, makes the call. And so that will be Brooks' second foul of the night. And the fourth team foul on the Big Blue. 23-11. District Finals. Winner goes to state. Lot on the line, to say the least. As Bradley, turnaround hook shot, a little short. Max on good defense, and then a whistle on Bradley. This could be his second. Let's see. There was a call, or it is, yeah. There was a call earlier that they didn't put up.
Right.
And it ended up being on him, Coach. So, 15 foul. And here comes Cale Jacobson. Max with a ball fake. And they'll go right back to Max. He's feeling it. And it's off the right side of the rim. Who's going to track it down? Bradley does. He'll get it out quickly. And this Minden team, with everybody returning but one. How good are they? They're already good. They may go to state this year, but my goodness, they're going to be good a year from now. There's a miss by Hauserman. Running out of there is Shepard. Here's a left baseline drive by the gym rat. Kicks it out again. Wide open. Parker! No good this time. And a rebound down to Harson. Minden needing a bucket here. As they lob it in to Bradley. He'll get doubled. Someone's got to be open. And boy, he had Holston down on the block. Just couldn't find it.
Well, Cale very smart there on that cut. When we talked about that, he cut off that post. Cale just stayed and double teamed the post. Made it very difficult for him to see that backside.
So Jacobson will walk it up. 5:23 to go here in the first half as Dane kicks it corner. Shepard, oh, that was in and out. Tipped around, who's going to track it down? Max fighting for it. We got a whistle and a timeout for Coach Bloom as Schroeder had possession, and a very quick call by Coach Bloom. And fellas, first-year head coach, we know we got a great one here at Ashland-Greenwood, but Carson Bloom, boy, this team impresses me. The way that they get the ball out, the way they're playing that 2-3 zone. Coach Bloom, no stranger to success. He played in 4 state championship tournaments his freshman through senior year and had a great career at Hastings. But I got to get your thoughts on what you think of how fundamental this team looks.
Well, and so I knew Carson in college. He was really, I enjoyed being around him. We we're neighbors. But Tim, you said today when I was on the phone with you that he's been coaching the 8th grade team for the last couple of years. So farming within the community, and then he has really developed a fundamental skill set that now he's taking advantage of now as their head coach. So I know Coach Mo is super active in his youth program, and Coach Hubert, you are as well. Really worked to develop that this year, but that's really the staple of what it means to be a head coach. Can you get in and develop?
Can I ask you something? I used to coach with a gal named Brittany Cremosta. Coach Cremosta was out of Minden, correct? Is that boys or girls coach?
I can't say I'm
He
familiar
might have been
with
the girls
Oh,
coach.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Long-time girls coach.
You know, Coach, every time you ask me a question, too, I
You
can't
start
answer
sweating.
it. Yeah, I sweat because I'm 0 for like 8.
Right.
So
That's
I,
okay. I'll ask you some easier questions, like what period are we in right now? You know.
That's what I need.
Yeah, yeah.
Throw me a softball.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, here we go. Back live play. As attacking that time will be Holston, who's going to dump it off to Hausman, but quick hands again by Cale Jacobson. Leads out Konzum. Konzum on the block, goes up
What a
strong,
shot.
gets the bucket. Coach Bloom wanted a push off there.
I don't think he's wrong in asking for that, but really good job by Cougar. He took 3 dribbles really to get to one spot that he needed to. Very under control move in transition.
And here's a pass that goes out of bounds as Harnson was not able to pull that pass in. It was a little bit too far up the court.
And Carson did a good job taking a timeout, or Coach Bloom, sorry, did a good job taking a timeout. But these are the moments now where you got to kind of ride the wave. You know, you can't keep taking timeouts to get your guys settled in, but, you know, take care of the basketball and get stops.
Let's see how Minden responds. Blue Jays up 14. Shepard, wide open, Konzum.
Oh.
Bingo!
Cougar
It's-
is having a heck of a game.
Woo! Is he ever?
That's really hard action to stop. Cougar on a dead sprint from the slot at the top of the three-point line, sprints down to the corner. Tough to stop those moves.
And back the other way. Blue Jays running, and there's going to be a foul on Hausman.
Really interesting. I hadn't seen anybody do this all year, but rather than waiting by the rim, Minden's trying to jump that transition pass. So
Right.
you always have a guy back, first protects the rim. They're trying to jump the transition pass, and honestly, it worked really well in the first quarter, and
Right.
it almost worked there.
Right.
17-point Ashland-Greenwood lead. As Cale Jacobson no-look pass to Dane. Not able to knock it down, but a beautiful-looking pass by Cale Jacobson. Stays at 17. They get it in to Bradley. Bradley will play a little catch. They'll work it around. As Lukemeyer in the game. He gets in the paint, going to find Hausman. Blue Jay defense just makes it so difficult. Here's a skip pass off the fingertips of Cale Jacobson. Almost had a steal. One of the things the Blue Jays wanted to do defensively was pressure and pace without fouling tonight. Wanted them to get a lot of pull-up jumpers, not put them to the line, but they're a pretty good free throw shooting team. And so here comes Land. He's looking inside. Again, the Blue Jays denying. Hausman finds open. Man on the right wing, no good, but there is Harson with a great offensive board. Gets it over to Land, misses everything and out of bounds.
So now the Blue Jays are showing an automatic double. So how do we create pace? You double in certain situations. Sometimes we do it on ball screens. Now we're doing it on post touches. And so everyone on the team is basically on the same page, is that when there's a post touch, it's going to turn into a scramble.
Right.
And so they're really going to try to take Bradley away in that regard.
Bradley's been a little quiet this quarter. Had 4 in the first quarter. And here's Max Parker. 2-3 zone from Minden. They get it down the block to Cougar, who's having a night. Has his shot blocked by Bradley. That's his 3rd, and that's a biggie.
That was a strong move by Cougar.
Yeah.
He earned that.
And sorry for our new listeners, we've really talked about Cougar's changing role this year. I mean, he went from being a 52% three-point shooter last year, scoring 15 a game. Cale comes back. Evan kind of sees more scoring growth. And now Cougar's a post D, inside scoring. And recently in the last couple of games, his shooting is completely back on a teared pace. So Cougar's an important player for us this year, even in a diminished scoring role than he was from last year.
Only a junior, correct?
Only a junior.
And we should mention Cale Jacobson coming off that ACL. That's why he's back this year, missed an entire season, or most of it, about 95% of it a year ago. And so he's averaging 17-1. And now here's Land, and he has the ball poked out from behind. It'll stay Minden ball.
And when you insert the best player in C1, you're going to see diminished scoring. And Cougar is such a team player. It has never been in his mind that he'd rather play on a successful team than one that he could score 15 points a game on.
Jake Ryan checks in, Land will go out. And I had a chance to talk to Cougar a little bit about that. About 3 weeks ago, I just said, you know, your scoring changed a little bit, and he just emphatically said, you know what, it doesn't matter, all I care about is wins. Here's a shot that's going to miss everything, and then a foul by Land, maybe a little frustration, and he might have hurt his left hand too after running into Cale Jacobson. And you saw Brad Jacobson there with the basketball at Princeport here. He played at Midland. Now he's what, 6'1", fellas?
Yeah.
And what position do you think he had to play at Midland?
I know the answer, so Hubert, you can go.
6'1" now.
6'1".
Answer honestly.
6'1".
Yeah.
Are we talking basketball? Or ice hockey? I'm not sure what.
We are talking basketball.
Basketball. Okay. Well, I'm going to say point guard.
You know what? He played, yeah, that's what we would all say, right?
Okay.
He played post for
No
Midland
kidding.
at 6'1". Here
Wow.
comes a shot from the corner. It's off the back of the rim. And tracking it down is Max Parker. And Cougar might have carried that one, but no call. Cale Jacobson with a skip pass. Brooks Kissinger! And it's off the right side of the rim, but Brooks tracks it down. Here comes Max. Good entry pass to the senior. Back to Max, wide open.
Oh.
Bingo bonanza tonight. The 5th tray for the Big Blue.
That's the value of having dangerous players. Passes inside to Cale. Max's guy immediately runs off to stop the best player in C1. And then Max is wide open for the three.
And I would say most of them are from the corner. Right?
That's right. He loves that shot, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah. Him and Cougar both.
32-11. Blue Jays, tough. Here comes Harson. He's fouled. And that will be just the 5th team foul on the Blue Jays. So they will not be shooting yet. Evan Shepard's going to check in. And out will go Cougar Conzen, who has been absolutely dynamite tonight. And Cougar has played so well all season, but man, from a scoring perspective, he's been really good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Here comes Harson. One-handed pass to a cutting Hausman. Beautifully done by the Whippets.
Blue Jays really playing an aggressive defense, a lot of pressure, and the way to beat that is with back cuts. And their Miden does a great job showing the pass, faking the pass, and taking advantage of an overplaying Blue Jay.
Cale with a quick pass out, bodies flying. Good job by Holston to get up quickly, and then he commits a foul. Holston just a little frustrated there. I think he felt like he might have had a charge that he should have gotten just a few seconds before, and Coach Bloom having a long conversation with Todd Zark.
Oh, is that on the collision with Cale?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know you're going to get that one.
As Kissinger knocks home that first free throw. He's a 71% free throw shooter as Brooks. Second one is good. How about Brooks Kissinger? After game 6 of the season, he was shooting 30% from beyond the arc. Today, the season average, 47% from three land. So it just gives you an idea of how well he has shot over these last 17 games to raise that average so dramatically. Here's that trap that the Blue Jays love. Here's a cutting man, but tracking it down to Schroeder. He's going to work. He's got one-on-one, trying to step through Max, and he got the bucket. And that stops a big run by the Big Blue.
Yeah, the Whippets really needed that one.
34-15. We got 10 seconds to go. You hear the crowd counting it down. Cale, 3-ball. No good. Tipped around. Evan tries to keep it alive, and we'll go to half. So the Blue Jays, they put their foot down here in this second quarter. They only scored 13. However, they held the Whippets to 4, count it 4 second quarter points, and they lead 34-15 here at the half. Fellas, I can't wait to get your thoughts on this first half. Jordan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, Blue Jays are just a lot. They shot it really well in that half, and so that's encouraging, and I'm excited for them. But you know, Carson talked in the Coach Bloom talked about in the pregame that they got to play defense, and you know they're doing a great job converging and collapsing down. The struggle is coming from as they converge and kickouts happen. Blue Jays are hitting a lot of threes.
Coach Hubert.
Well, you know what's impressive is that you talked about this in the pregame, They held them to 15 points and did it with only 5 fouls. And that was one of the goals they wanted to do, because when you put that much pressure on somebody, usually you pay for it at the free throw line, right? There's a you get a little bit get some calls on reaching, that type of thing, and they did a really good job of playing very aggressive without fouling, and that's what Coach Mose wanted to do.
Well, one of the things, by the way, fellas, I love about this halftime, and I know Jordan is running the camera tonight as well as doing color commentator as he's done all week. You see this huge crowd out here, and it's raising money for the local food bank here in Ashland. Kids come out, they pay $1, they get a shot to hit a bucket. If they make it, they get about 900 grams of sugar, fresh sugar, because it's just this big thing of pop.
Yeah,
right.
And the parents love it at about 10 o'clock at night. But they're raising some money, and I just love it. You know, when we first started this a few years ago, you might get 5 kids out shooting. Now, there are kids who don't get a chance to shoot. What does that say about your basketball program? There's a lot more kids here.
Well, I think it's great for the FBLA program, because if you're going to assume that they're going to shoot 40% from the free throw line, you're going to go home with your money. But, you know, as you get better at things, as you have a chance to win a pop, why not slip on out, steal a couple bucks from mom and dad, and see if you can get some pop.
And I love the kids that are involved, all the students that are helping. A lot of great kids out there.
Yeah, Mrs. Dutcher runs a top-notch FBLA program, and you know they do a lot of fundraising to get kids to a lot of events. And I know they have a contest in Midland on Tuesday, I believe.
Well, you know, the FBLA.
Yeah, I know. I only know that because I got asked to drive, so I have first hour plan, and so I'm going to leave at 7 a.m. and drive a van of kids up there.
Well, good for you.
Well, I got to tell you, it's good stuff, without a doubt. And here comes Mark Adell to break down this first half of basketball for us. For those that don't know Mark Adell, he does all of our stats here. And Mark, what do the numbers tell us tonight?
Well, first off, I'd say the Blue Jays played pretty fair defense. Hold a team like Miden that likes to run to 15 points, 2 in the second quarter. We're not shooting as well as we normally do. 12 of 25, 48%. Still pretty good. We're taking a lot of threes because that's what the defense has given us. And you don't have to shoot as well on them to be just as effective.
Jordan.
And so, you know, that stat is kind of misleading. We are 5 of 13 from 3, 39%. That's not too bad.
Right.
4 of 6 from the line, 67%. For Miden, they're 7 of 17 for 41%, just 17 attempts, and I'll get to why in a minute. None for 4 from 3, and that is a big key there. 1 of 1 from the line, so we've only put them at the line one time on an and one. Rebounding, they've out-rebounded us 13-9. We've got 4 offensive, they got 3 offensive. But that is a little bit deceptive too, because we have turned them over a lot, as I'll get to here. So when you turn another team over, you don't need to get a defensive rebound. We've turned them over 11 times, they've turned us over 4.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you very much. And you heard the numbers here from Mark. And so we're going to go down to Abby Fisher here. And we're going to go down to Abby Fisher and see what Abby says. She is the quarterback, the coach of that student body. Abby, I want to hear some noise down there, but before you get them crazy, tell us a little bit about what makes this group special.
I really just think that this group does a good job sticking together, and we really show up to all the games, and we just have a lot of fun. I think it's just really cool how much we support this school and how much everyone supports this team.
All right, Abby, let's hear from you guys. I want to see you get crazy down there. Let's see what you can do as a coach.
All right, let's make some noise.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things here, Coach Hubert. That student body, they're as good as it gets, and I know you know as a coach, and like I said, Tony Chapman of NEB Preps this week really chronicled how important it is to have a strong student body support Talk to me as a coach and what that means to you.
Well, that means a lot to our players and coaches, that type of thing, to have that support. And it's really special when our guys after the game go over and do a little cheer with the student section. But they look forward to that all day long. I sub in the building, and I get to see some of that going on. They have certain themes that they do. They dress up, that type of thing. And Abby's actually our manager on the girls team. So she's a really good kid. Really enjoyed getting to know her this winter.
Well, I got to tell you, when you have success in basketball, football, volleyball, softball, whatever sport, it really does seem to unify and really bolster, the morale of the school. Not that that's what you have to have, but it certainly helps, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, and you'll hear this time and time again from administration in different buildings that the football team kind of sets the tone for the year. And as you know, we have a wonderful football program and had a great football season, and they set the tone. And with that and the excitement there, it carries on through the whole school year, and it makes it so much fun for the students.
Well, I got to tell you, we talked earlier about having pressure on us because Eric Allgood from Strive was tuning in tonight. But listen to this. We've got the UTAN crew listening tonight. Tommy Edwards, who's their play-by-play voice for Strive. Pat Peterson, who's a legend, a local legend. Coach Rogers, Kevin Rogers, who's coached in some huge games himself. He's an assistant coach on the boys squad. They're coming back from the GPAC semifinal, I'm assuming watching Grady Tim.
Okay.
And they're tuning in tonight. So that just adds more pressure when you've got those guys listening.
It does. I've been sweating ever since you mentioned that a little bit. I'm not used to that kind of pressure.
And those UTAN guys, I mean, you played that UTAN girls team.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
tough.
They're tough.
Yeah.
That's a basketball town. They got it going. So those guys, they know what they're doing. So if we say something that's not right, they're going to, we can fool a lot of our people that are listening, but those guys, I don't think we can fool.
Yeah, not those guys. That is for sure. Well, here's another guy we can't fool, and that's Jordan Wallman. So, Jordan, I'm going to give you the whiteboard here. You're in the halftime locker room, and your Coach Bloom. Tell me what you're drawing up right now to try to get back in this game.
I think their zone is sound. They're getting what they want. They want to take away the nearly 70% finishing on the inside that the Blue Jays have. Kale attracts a lot of eyes, and there's been a couple times where collapse to Kale and he finds his teammates. So a player as special as Kale, it's easy to really lock onto him with your scout, but there's guys all around him that are finding ways to score the basketball. And then defensively, I think that when the Blue Jays are really pressing and trying to create pace, they've found success backdoor cutting or having guys cut to the rim rather than cut to the ball. So, they found a lot of 11 points in the first quarter, and then that second quarter got a little dry for them. So they're on the right track.
Well, I'm going to get the coach here in a minute, but one more shout out. We got the Houdini listening to us down in Kansas City. Hunter Houdini Washburn got out of a few scrapes on the football field with his feet, and he's down there in Kansas City tuning in along with some other of his friends, and so we want to give them a big shout out tonight as well. But Coach, tell me your thoughts here if you got the whiteboard in your hand.
As a coach, I'm looking at this, and you're down almost 20 right now. I don't know that you can come out and do the same thing you did. I think there's something's got to change. I don't know if it's going to be a little half-court trap, maybe try a little start jumping the passing lanes a little bit, but I have a funny feeling he's going to change something up.
Well, let's see what he does. He is a very accomplished coach. You know, guys, how hard it is in year one to take a team to the district finals. Just one step away, a heartbeat away from state, and he's on that doorstep, albeit his team down 34-15 here at the half. And Coach Mose, he's been down this road before. This could be his second trip to state in the last 3 years. The University of Nebraska Kearney product, who played for the legendary Coach Kropp. He's working that sideline hard. So here we go. We're underway here in the third quarter. And Coach, they come out in the 2-3. We got a whistle here as the clock did not start. And so Coach, or I should say John Richards, he's working on it. Looks like we still have a problem here. on the clock. They're putting their hands up there. Dan Valley and John Richards saying the clock is not functioning right.
You know, that kind of shows how much I know because he's standing in the 2-3 zone. But I'm suspicious because sometimes we do that. We'll come out and stand 2-3 zone, and because there's probably a set coming, special play, and then match up man as soon as they get within reach. So let's see if he does that.
All right, we're going to put Coach Schubert here to the test. You want your basketball PhD, listen to these guys. And here comes Kale going after it, lost the basketball, just dribbled it off his left sneaker.
You know, Coach, I come from a little more of a conservative coaching philosophy, so I'm going to call you Hubert Houdini because you never know what's coming. But I like it. It's a good way to think about the game. Keep guys on their toes.
Here we go across the timeline. As Miden, they want to avoid a big run here to start this third quarter, and a steal by Shepard, who completely saw that coming. He's got a 2-on-1. He'll go after it and knock it in off the glass. Evan Shepard, so quick. He started again behind 4 Miden Whippets, and it ended up being a 2-on-1 break. That's how fast he is. And he was carrying a basketball. Back to the way is Harson. Harson, turnaround, hook shot, too hard. And there's Shepard skying for it. Brooks gonna attack. Finds Parker. So, Coach, they're staying in that 2-3. They're down 21, and here comes Kale. Dribbles in, dribbles out, plays a little catch with Cougar. Here's a bounce pass inside. Look at that unselfishness. Brooks probably could have taken that shot. But instead, what's he do? He feeds Kale, who looks for a wide open Parker. Bingo it is!
Well, no wonder they're shooting over 40% from 3 for the season with that kind of passing, right?
Oh my goodness. That is something else. There is Caden Bradley, who had the ball momentarily. He's got 3 fouls. And now the ball knocked out of the hands of Holston.
Coach, you said no wonder. Like, it's like, oh, that doesn't make sense how a team shoots about 40% from 3.
You don't have to be good shooters, just good passers.
No, and they get great shots. And once again, the Kale attracts attention, leaves Parker open.
I just figured it out finally. It took me all this time.
Well, it certainly doesn't hurt, does it? Bradley, shot blocked by Parker, who's averaging 1 block a game as the senior, and he got his tonight.
He's shown a lot of left shoulder go, right hand makes. So now there he kind of shows the counter, and Max is ready for it and blocks the left hand attempt.
Can they get the inbounds here? They do, out to Schroeder. Man, have the seniors been big tonight. Evan Shepard, Max Parker, Cale Jacobson. Back to the basket here. Here's a little hook. And Bradley gets it to go. 6 points for the Bradley. Man, he is a good. Has so much touch. And here's a bounce pass here. Parker looking. That one nearly stolen by Hauserman. And the ball is loose. Bodies flying everywhere. We got a jump ball. As Holston and Shepard get entangled. The Blue Jays will get the possession. And for those of you from Miden, I know from Ashland-Greenwood, you've heard this many, many times this year, but Evan Shepard going to go to Midland on a track scholarship. He'll be one of the favorites this year in the 100-meter hurdles. He is blistering fast. Get it out to Schroeder, left alone, and he'll knock down that 3.
It's a big shot. When the big man screens, if there's a dribble handoff, you have to go underneath that. And so that's the right read to shoot that shot. It's a big shot for Schroeder.
From Shepard, working down to Kissinger. Ball went off the right knee of Brooks. Little reach around slap there by Harson, who slapped it out. And now we got a timeout by Coach Mose. 39-20. Blue Jays up 19, 4:59 to go here. Fellas, I want to get your thoughts on the start of this third, but before I do, I'm in a little bit of trouble. My daughter's also listening down in Kansas City, and she said, you've got another child down here listening tonight in KC. So, Maddie Washburn of the Kansas City Chiefs Photography Department, welcome aboard tonight.
Yeah, hey, Maddie, I'll shout you out. Just, the only expectation back is that you can hook me up with some sideline passes for the Chiefs game.
Oh,
Tim,
yeah.
Following your Twitter and following her journey through the NFL this year, and got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's amazing. It's super cool. Or Super Bowl last year,
Last
correct?
year, yeah.
Last year.
She shot that Tampa Bay game against Kansas City, which was something else.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs, unfortunately, losing that 21-3 lead and didn't make it to the Super Bowl
Well,
this
that was
year.
tough.
Yeah. Here goes that student Bobby. They are as loud as they come. They are rascals over there. And that's what you want. Your Coach Mose, make a little noise here tonight. And here comes Arson, and we've got a kick on Cale Jacobson. It will be Minden ball. Here comes the inbound. The Whippets will work here against Dane Jacobson, who's checked in, a sophomore, averaging just over 5 points a game for the Blue Jays. Schroeder against Cale Jacobson. Here's the entry pass. Working hard, ball fake, and there's a block by Parker. But they say Max slapped at it and got the orange.
Well, if you swing at 7 or 8 of them, there's a good chance you're going to get hit with two fouls. So
Referee's kind of chuckling a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
Here comes the left-handed shooting.
Max is swinging away right now.
Yeah.
He just really is.
How good has this Blue Jay defense been? Minden averaging 51.3 points a game. They just have 21 halfway through the third. Cale Jacobson will pull up, look, and there's Max. Still in that 2-3 are the Whippets. Max, they're going to come out, though, and start trapping a little bit, it looks like, Coach, as Evan Shepard runs into Harson, and they're going to call Harson on the block.
It's almost impossible to stay in front of him. He attacks so hard. And almost anybody that tries it usually picks up a foul.
Well said. He is lightning fast. There's Cale Jacob, make that Dane Jacobson. Evan working in that short corner. Moving that 2-3 zone around. Being very patient. They look for great shots. This is one of the traits of this Blue Jay squad. Cale. And there's the finger roll. And it's 41-21.
Yeah, that's a great move from Cale. Just continuously breaking down this Minden D, and Minden's doing such a good job staying quick with their rotations and playing hard, but Blue Jays are just really getting to it right now.
Evan Shepard, here we go. Will this be a win? Oh, Cale with the one-handed, and Evan Shepard got it out to him nice and quick. Here comes Schroeder, splits two and hits the layup to make it a 20-point game.
Good timeout from Bloom, but that's kind of what they continue to do. When the Blue Jays are maybe pressed and they're pressed up on the defensive end, that's when Minden really gets that opportunity to run. But sorry, Tim, go ahead. I know you're ready to talk about the dunk.
No, you keep going, brother. I love that thought.
No, good response for Minden overall, but yeah, Cale. For the people who are new to us this year, that's probably about his 14th, 15th dunk of the year.
What I love about it, Jordan, is with Coach Hubert in the booth, every time we get a Cale Jacobson dunk, he's just, whoa! He's just loving it up here.
And the first time he dunked, we had like a mixer, an audio mixer setting change. I screamed into my headset for the Burke deal. I thought I broke the Strive system, but luckily my mic wasn't all the way up. So I feel your excitement.
Well, I can tell you this much. This year, between he, Shepard, and Parker, Cale has the majority of the dunks. I've seen more dunks this year out of this team than I have in my entire career in a Class C1 seasons. So very, very impressive is Cale Jacobson. He got up quick. 20-point lead. And there is a pass knocked out of bounds off the hands of Harson. And Coach Bloom says, nope, that went off of Cale, but he's not going to win that argument, I don't believe. Coach Mose up, and he goes off the back of Bradley and gets the bucket.
That is about the 5th time we've seen that this year from Cale as well.
That was pretty slick.
That is a player right there. Now we got a whistle and a bump by Cale Jacobson.
And it's such a huge asset to have Cale be the guy who takes it out on baseline out of bounds plays. A lot of times he steps in, he's right next to the basket, and so he's the primary threat.
Brooks Kissinger on the steal. He'll attack, but he's going to take an extra step.
Yeah.
Harsin did a great job defensively to create that turnover for the Whippets. So here we go. 45-23, late third quarter. Blue Jays in complete control. Schroeder, though, will attack. He'll miss it. Put back by Hauserman doesn't go. And here's Kell with a defensive board. One-handed lead out to Brooks off the glass. Mamma mia, what a pass.
So many of Brooks' finishes this year have been in transition, but transition layups are a high percentage shot. Brooks is highly skilled. It's leading him probably shooting around 70-72%.
Harsin bounce pass underneath to Bradley. Has it stripped, stolen by Brooks. Brooks behind his back dribble. There's Evan. Blue Jays going to be patient again. And very good against the 2-3 zone with their ball movement. And here's a steal, though, by Hauserman. He will lead out Holton, and his layup up and good.
You know, you'll notice a lot of our fast breaks, the receiver of the pass normally doesn't have to dribble to score, if you think about that. Because these guys in transition, they know when to release the basketball, and when you're on this end of it, you have control of that. And if you can get it to them without having to dribble, the turnovers go down and the points go up.
Jordan, that is some good stuff there, isn't it? And you played, I know you've scrimmaged against these guys in the past too. You know how quick they are up the court. Here's a three ball put up that's no good. And a rebound down to Kel Jacobson. 2-on-2 break. Brooks gonna run. There's the Euro step, but veteran official Todd Zart says that is a travel.
Kind of getting hammered right now. Blue Jays are. I'm gonna hold my tongue, but they see something that I don't right now. That's 3 in a row.
Well, Jordan wears the stripes on weekends, and now stepping out of bounds here is Land.
And new viewers, I wear the stripes on the weekend for middle school for effing. I just make a little extra money, but usually my role is the official's apologist. I'm the guy that walks you through their thought process and makes them feel a little more human, so I'm going to keep doing that.
Here's Jacobson, kicks it out. Evan looked at that three, but a beautiful bounce pass in the paint. Look at the quick ball movement to an open Konzum, and yes, sir, another tray.
Wow, Cougar is having quite a game.
50-25. Blue Jays have doubled up the Miden Whippets here. In the backcourt is Land. Has it stolen by Kell. He'll lead out Brooks. Brooks going to attack it. Comes to 2 feet, jump stop, and hits the bucket. Nicely done by Kissinger. And the ball knocked out of bounds off of Kell.
It was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was looking at, I was getting ready to scout for a Wahoo game, and Andrew Wado, it was like 2019-2020, and Chief's son, were both finishing like 75%. And I couldn't figure out how they finished so high, but it's because that offense turned into defense, just about happened right there, creates such high percentage shots. And when we look at Brooks's numbers and Evans' numbers this year, they're similar to what Wado and Chiefs were on that year. That I think they either got to be a runner-up or they won the state championship.
Dane Jacobson with the entry pass. Big pass into the corner, but Brooks skies to get it. Back to Kissinger, and he knocks it in. We mentioned he's been shooting lights out. He got another one. (55-25). Big Blue by 30. 5 seconds to go. Hauserman tries to answer, put back up, no good. And we'll go to the fourth quarter with the Blue Jays up impressively. 55-25, and I mentioned a bingo bonanza here earlier tonight. We have seen a ton of trays fall on Miden tonight, and that is so hard to defend.
You know, go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
Coach
Gordon.
Huber, go ahead.
Okay, I've been holding a thought on that, because the thing that you think about with zone or man, right? Whenever you find out you're going against a team that can shoot the three, the first thought is, do we guard them man or do we guard them zone? Most people won't zone a three-point shooting team thinking that you can't cover it. But if you play man, you've got to fight screens and skip passes and set plays and that type of thing to get to a shooter. So some people will argue that you can actually cover the 3 better in a zone because it's more predictable where those players are and you don't have to fight through screens. I don't
Jordan,
know.
you had something to say as well.
Coach, to your point, to continue talking, and that's the nice thing about it, zone. That's why Wahoo's 1-3-1 has been so good, is because for years and years and years, kids know exactly where they need to go. It's a really hard concept to teach to a team in a week. And I remember our 3 and 18 season, we played Logan View when they had Ben Maximus on the team, and Sean Forbes was coaching them. We said, we're going to run this zone. We're going to do it really well. And they had 3 or 4 good shooters, and I think they scored 47 points in the second quarter during our Hall of Fame game. So if you know what you're doing and you do it well, definitely. But if it's something you put in last week, that's tough. And they're in man now, so we'll see.
Underway in the 4th, Cougar Consum has to get away from Max, but here comes Evan Shepard. Wow, he just climbed the ladder and hit the bucket. 57-25. And the Whippets getting double teamed here. Brooks reaches in, can't quite get it. The ball went off the hands. No, they say off of Evan Shepard. And it'll be Whippets' ball right in front of their bench. Kissinger out there guarding Jake Ryan, who goes into the backcourt. He'll walk it up. Rick's defense has been spectacular this year. And here comes a steal by Cougar Consum. And he gets it over to Kale. Kale with a bounce pass to Evan.
Nice pass.
Oh, you talk about the definition of unselfishness would be a picture of this Blue Jay basketball team in Webster's dictionary. They just continue to make the extra pass, don't they?
And they convert. That's the biggest thing. Is like why do we need to set standards of finishing? Is because this is what 70% from the 2-point area looks like. They convert and they go on runs.
Speaking of dictionary, did you look up Whippet?
Oh, I did. And actually, Coach Bloom helped me out with this.
Okay, because I don't know what that is.
It is. Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Let's get a break here, and we'll definitely talk about
What a
Whippets.
pass.
Here comes Shepard.
Oh, my.
Oh! That was absolutely a thing of beauty. And it all started with a passing. And Schroeder, he gets it to fall.
There's a dog bar in Omaha, so my fiance and I took our dog there, and there was a Whippet-like dog at the dog bar, and they're beautiful.
Oh, that's a dog.
It's a dog.
It is.
Racing dog, tall and long.
Okay.
That's what Coach Bloom said. It's a racing dog. I got a little more on that. Here's a shot at by Kel Jacobson that's off. And here's a lead out to Hauserman. He lost his footing. And are we going to have a steal? No. Jeff Parker there in the front row comes up with a basketball. That's Max's dad. Quick hands by Jeff.
Yeah, it is surprising. I didn't think he had those hands like that.
Well, he's a chef, you know.
Oh, yeah, you don't
So
want to be.
you've got those quick hands.
Yeah,
as
but
a
you might
chef,
have a
don't
little
you?
grease on your fingers, too. Barbecue
Hey,
sauce,
I
maybe.
was just going to say, if it's good, you better have a little bit of grease on those hands. Here comes Evan Shepard high off the glass. Look at him convert and attack the rim.
If Evan Shepard was a race or a type of dog, he would be a Whippet.
He'd be a Whippet.
No doubt. And I've got, like I said, I've got a listener, a viewer who gave us a little more description on a Whippet. We'll get to that here in a second. Here comes a steal. Back the other way. Alan Wiles is sitting over here to my left, and I'll explain that as well. I just had to crack up for a second. He's got a picture of me golfing, and I'm in a pond with my pants rolled up trying to hit a ball out of the water, and he just showed it to me while I'm on air. So I caused a little crack up as Kel Jacobson finds a man in the corner. Now they whip it around here to Cougar Consum. Oh, boy, that's an ankle breaker. Can't convert. Tipped around. Brad Jacobson showing his moves, gets out of the way. And the Whippets come up with it. Here comes Harson. Left-handed dribble, has it stripped by Kel momentarily. He's in some trouble. 64-27. Blue Jays trying to get back to state. They were there 2 years ago, nearly beat Auburn in the first round, who went on to win state. But here comes Quick hands by Holston, not able to track it down.
You know, you got to give it to both teams. Both teams are playing extremely hard, no matter what the score is. Pretty impressive.
And Coach, such a great point, and a standing ovation here, as this may be the last time in the birdcage that we see Cale Jacobson and Evan Shepard on the court. What a career those two have had, and now here's the ovation for Max Parker.
And Cougar.
And Cougar's a junior. We'll see him next year. We'll see him a lot.
You're
But
right.
those three seniors, no doubt the fans appreciating an incredible career that those three have had. I can't begin to tell you the fun we've had watching them.
It's kind of emotional. I mean, I'm not tearing up here by any means, but, you know,
Yes,
it's
you are.
just.
A little bit. I can see it.
You're trying.
Tim, I'm not trying to be a tough guy. No, but you're happy that it's happened and happy it happened.
You are, and there's nothing wrong with getting a little teared up here, Jordan. You help coach these guys. You may be an All-American tight end at Hastings, but hey, you know you've put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears with these guys as well and shared a lot of moments. And it's hard to imagine not seeing them here at the birdcage again. And here comes a missed layup from the left side. They're going to kick it out. Darren Hill, Hart Tarzan Sr., he puts a shot up that won't go. Back the other way they come. Would have loved to see Darren Hill score here on the last night as well. What a story for him this season. Started out without a uniform, got a uniform, and he's been lighting it up. Here comes the Whippets, and they will not convert on that. Shot put up that missed just hard off the left side of the rim. And we are going to effort here the program on this player from Miden. It is Jack Ryan, the 5'10 sophomore. Misses the front of the rim, or misses the basket off the front of the rim. 3:47 to go. Blue Jays counting it down. Second one by Ryan is good. 64-28. And look at Drake Zimmerman with a crossover. Little floater off the glass, and the sophomore gets it to fall.
Nice touch in the paint.
Drake is so good defensively, but showing some offensive prowess there. Here comes Ryan working the left side. Pass going to be stripped and stolen by Jacobson. Walker Grill knocked to the ground there by Land. And so let's see, we're still not in the 1-on-1. Lots of games, fellas, going on. C1 districts here today and Monday. Wahoo won earlier against Clarkson Lee, so they punched their ticket. Kearney Catholic Shattering. Auburn will take on Central City. You've got Ogallala Milford. Obviously, you've got Gordon Rushville and Fort Calhoun. That game will be in Broken Bow. Wayne versus O'Neill. Omaha Concordia versus a very, very, very tough. Who's Omaha Concordia got, guys? I took the team off. It says Omaha Concordia versus Omaha Concordia.
Oh.
Who are they playing there, George?
Oh, man, you're really putting me on.
I'm not sure on that one.
I have it written down in my room.
Is that Shadron?
No, Shattering is Kearney Catholic.
Kearney Catholic. And there's a bucket off the glass by Antonio Arner to make it 68-30. Darren Hill going to go left baseline drive. They double him. Finds Grell for a three. He got it! And the student body loves it. Ryan will put a shot up off the glass. Clock going to continue to run here, folks, if you're seeing it, because it's over 40 points, 71-30. Fellas, we knew the Blue Jays were the favorites coming in here, but did you think a 41-point win tonight was possible against a very well-coached Minden Whippets team?
In all honesty, I didn't know a ton about Miden, just because we haven't seen them on our schedule. They played around Collie not too long ago, which was really intriguing to us. But, you know, kind of going over their stuff, they're a young team. And so, I mean, I don't know. We can talk about a little bit after the game, but, you know, the Blue Jays have made a rise to be where they're at, and it's taken years. And there was teams that beat the crap out of us back in the day. But, you know, with a good coach at the helm who's been working with these kids since they were young, they're on the right track. And so you don't ever want to say you could see it happening, but you just kind of you watch some film. And I watched a Kearney Catholic game. I've seen Catholic play a couple times, but Minden's got a good future ahead of them.
Well, the Blue Jays are just 5 years removed from an 0-22 season, 4 years removed from a 2-win season as Arner knocks it home. And, Coach, you know how hard it is to come back from that, but the Blue Jays have really put together something special here over the last 3 years.
They have, and that's a short turnaround, but a lot of hard work.
Well, in a couple of those years, we drove out to Centennial to play Adams Central and got absolutely throttled. Like,
Darren Hill not able to get it to go off the backboard on the right side.
There goes that student section.
Oh, they are loud. They are impressive. And here's a steal by Walker Grell. Luke Clark has it. They tie it up with 37 seconds to go.
Jordan, how many wins did we have a year ago?
15.
15?
Yeah. I think we were 15
Without,
and 8.
Yeah.
But we built a lot of depth, didn't we, a year ago with Kale being down?
I mean, it allowed for guys like Brooks and Cougar and Evan to really take a more primary role.
Right.
Handling the ball.
Right.
Yeah, you hated not having Kale, but there's no doubt about it. A lot of these guys, they got better. They would have been better with Kale too, but there's no doubt about it. This team has come a long ways under the tutelage of Coach Jake Mose. And folks, they're heading to state. And they will play next Tuesday. We'll have to wait and see what seed. Most likely a 2, but we've got to wait for everything to play out. But an impressive victory tonight over Miden.
I can't take credit for this. Appleby did it, but Ogallala, everything goes to plan. It looks like it could be Ogallala.
At the number 2 seed for us?
Yeah.
Probably.
2 versus a 7.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, fellas, I believe, and I'll get you the time here, if that holds,
Mr. Matt Flynn, Activities
that
Director
game would be played at, let's see here, 1:30 on Tuesday at the Bob Devaney Sports Center.
Tuesday.
So if that holds and they play Ogallala as the 7th seed, the Blue Jays as the 2.
C1-2, runner-up, the Miden.
And here we go, Minden Whippets. Coach Carson Bloom, in his first season, what a job he's done. He is a legacy at Miden, played 4 times in state, and now here's the Big Blue. And you hear the crowd chanting Blue SA. And the players will go over to sing the fight song, a tradition here started by Brad Jacobson many years ago. Let's listen in.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some kids. Hey, big shout out. My dad, Russ Wallman, Greg Dorn, and Pandon Dorn watching. All 3 said that this is the best drive in the state. So I'll leave it with the guys who make it happen like that. I'll get myself out of here.
Well, Jordan's dad, for those of you who don't know him, he played on one of the greatest high school teams of all time in Philly.
Wow.
And there's a debate. And of course, it's always a nice argument to have. That's why we love sports. But whether or not that's one of the greatest teams of all time. So he knows a thing or two about basketball, and I'm sure he enjoyed this tonight. And I also want to give Jordan a shout out, not just for Strive, but he was here when this team was laboring through that 0-22 season.
Right.
He was doing the 6 a.m. practices. He played a role in helping to really set the foundation, he and Coach Mose, for this program. And they've got a lot of basketball, let's hope, to play. But I want to give him a shout out. He's way too humble to take some credit for that, but I know Coach Mose would certainly give him a pat on the back tonight.
Yeah,
as well.
no doubt. He was working his tail off through those years as those kids came up through. Is this his first year without coaching, or did he coach last year? I cannot remember. I hate to throw another question at you. Let me ask you a simple.
I think I've got this one.
Yeah.
You're asking if this is Jordan's first year without coaching,
without
right?
coaching.
No.
Okay.
I know it's been a few years.
Okay, a couple.
I want to say maybe 3 years ago, He stepped down as an assistant coach,
Okay.
and he worked on some other things. And there's Evan Shepard, and on one rim, and Drake Zimmerman is cutting the net down on another rim. And we're going to get some players in here. Mark Adele will give us the stats. And great moment here as they're playing the NCAA song. Gotta love that.
You gotta love it.
Well, you know, whatever doubts anybody may have had about Coach Jacob Mose, he is the only coach we have ever had that has had 2 state tournament qualifying teams right now. I think he's done a great job. I mean, it's easy to say that anybody could win with talent like this, but try to go out there and do it. He's done the job.
Good point.
Now for the
Mark,
numbers.
what those numbers look like.
Well, I complained about we weren't shooting as well in the first half. Ask and you shall receive. We were 16 of 22 in the second half. For the game, 28 of 47, 60%. And the threes. Well, I said 5 of 13 was pretty good, but it didn't really wow me. Well, we were 5 of 6 the second half. So we're 10 of 19 for the game, 53%. And I have said time and again, a zone is not the way to beat the Blue Jays. They proved it again. They did not shoot a free throw the second half, so they ended up 4 of 6 from the line. When they got a shot off, Miden shot the ball better too in the second half. When they got a shot off, they were 7 of 14 the second half, 14 of 31 for the game, 45%, but just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc.
Hang on a second, Marcus. Max Parker is heading up. I have a feeling the crowd's going to get pretty excited on this. The senior chopping down part of that net. So go ahead, Mark.
Okay. They were 3 of 6 from the line. Again, they didn't shoot a lot of free throws either.
And there
50%.
it is. Sorry, Mark, we're going to interrupt you here as he gets the net down. Nicely done as Parker and Darren Hill, 2 seniors, embrace. Beautiful job there. And Mark comes.
A lot of height difference there.
Yeah.
Okay. Rebounding. They out-rebounded us 20 to 15, but again, kind of a deceptive stat, and I'll get to that in a minute. 5 offensive, 4 offensive for us. They turned the ball over 25 times. You're not going to beat the Blue Jays turning the ball over 25 times. And they tried to play fast intentionally, but once we adjusted, that played right into our hands. Now, we did turn it over 11 times, which is high for us, but that still gives us a plus 14.
All right, Mark.
I'll try to get some guys to come up here. You want
Actually,
them?
we've got Jordan working on it right
Oh,
now.
okay,
buddy.
all right.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
And appreciate all you've done this year, Mark. Thank you very much. And, Coach, you've gone to 10 state championships. The cutting of the net after districts, and hopefully Elliott was able to get a lot of the players on air. That is such a special moment. Talk a little bit about what that feels like.
Well, yeah, and then playing the song, the NCAA song, is special. We were fortunate. We got to 10 of them, and all 10 we cut the nets down, which means in Class A sometimes you can go, you lose, and you get the wild card. So we never went on a wild card. Every year we won. We were 10 out of 20 state district championships. So it's special. It is special. These kids, to be able to get up there and their parents and this group right here, this is what it's fun to have your parents and everybody's taking pictures, and you don't take it for granted. You don't take it for granted.
I'll bet every single time you went, 10 is a lot, and every time you went, it probably felt incredibly special. And just a moment ago, Kel Jacobson, who was sidelined with that ACL injury last year, he ran off this court through that student body like a kid in a candy shop, the old proverbial saying, but you know how special it is to all of them. But for him to endure the last year means something, and I know that you've got to talk a little bit about tell us a little bit about every single one of those. I imagine you didn't take any for granted.
No, you don't. And in Class A, for many years there is a wild card. Here, there is not, right? You have to win that district championship to go. Now, the wild card comes into play in the sub-district, right? There's 12 districts, and you got 4 of the next highest wild card to make this point. But there's no guarantee in this game right here. So a lot of pressure on them. Everyone has been talking about this team and being number 1 in C1. There's a little bit of pressure on them. So to finally do it, it's just a phenomenal feeling. And these kids have worked their tails off to get to this point.
Boy, they have.
And coaching staff.
And yes, and you mentioned coaching staff. You and I the other night, and you do the same thing. I know you guys burn the midnight oil, and this is why you've gone to 10 state championships. But you and I left the booth the other night. I think it was Tuesday night. We go into Jordan Wallman's room, and in there is Tyler Craven and Coach Mose, and they are breaking down film on Tuesday night to get ready for Thursday night. And you've done the same thing. The hours that you coaches put in. Talk a little bit about that and how this is a wonderful payoff for all that.
Yeah, it really is. And the hours that they put in right now are the finishing touch. But the hours they put in with these young kids when they were in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, that is what's paying off right now. That's if you can go in and invest like Coach Mose has, and Coach Craven in your lower groups, and it takes a little patience to do that. When they finally get here, this is what you get.
Well, we've got Elliot Gosson here too, but Elliot, hold the thoughts here because Coach Craven's come up. We'll get Elliot in here and chat with him a little bit, but Coach Craven, first off, a hearty congratulations. We were just talking about all the work that you guys put in Tuesday night, walked into Jordan Wallman's room, and Coach Hubert's done the same thing, but you guys were knocking out film late Tuesday night. All of these hours, all of this time spent, not just you, but your players got to feel really good right now.
Yeah, you feel good for them because they've put in the hours, they've put in the work. People don't see what they do. People don't see their early mornings. People don't see their summers. The high school summer nowadays is insane, and people don't quite understand that. So we're just really happy for our guys. They've worked for it.
And break it down a little bit for us. Talk about this group, particularly those seniors. What are some of the things? You mentioned Jim, you mentioned Summer, but be even more specific for us. What are some of the things that they've done to really go above and beyond? Yeah,
I think, start with Evan. I mean, a guy that can play, literally put him in any sport and he would be successful. He's just an all-around freak athlete. We're very grateful to have him. And just his leadership and just his ability to fit in and kind of help guys out here has been amazing. Max, I mean, that's the definition of work, definition of the process, and just taking it day to day and getting better. That dude loves basketball more than anything, and you can just see, every time he touches it, the energy's there, the work ethic's there. He's on the gun daily. He's just living in the gym, and you can see that by his results and his stats this year. And then, Kale's worked harder than a lot of people over 6, 7, 8 years. So people have no idea what he does to be who he is. Sometimes they attribute that to what he looks like and his jumping ability. But they have zero idea how much time he puts in. And I know people say that a lot, and hard work is kind of a coined term right now. But people couldn't understand, I don't think, how much time he spent in the gym.
Look, he won by 39 tonight, but he walked off. He ran off. He sprinted off after the team picture through that student body. He was hopping up and down. He was jumping. And I really believe that was coming out of him this last 12 months, the last 18 months, missing his junior year to an ACL. He appreciates every millisecond of this moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. He has a different perspective than most high school kids. He had it taken away, and something that he really loves. So I think he's been able to soak it in pretty well. We all wish he could have done it a little better, soaked it in better, but I would agree. Yeah, he's soaking every second in.
Well, I know Coach Hubert here is chomping at the bit. He had an opportunity to go to state 10 times. One of the things he said to me is, you never take any of these for granted. So I know you're enjoying this moment, but what do you have for Coach Craven here?
I do have one question against that zone. Were you guys kind of wondering whether they were going to man or zone coming out? Is that something that, do they mix it up? Are they a 2-3 zone team? I'm just curious with how good shooters that we have. What's the we were talking. We were trying to guess. Do you switch it up? They stayed in it almost the entire game. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we had seen them play man a lot. We'd seen them play a little 1-3-1, and we'd seen them play a little 2-3. You never know what we're gonna get, just because, in the past you'd say, box and one Kale and see what happens. But I think it's just so dangerous to do that. And so, are you going to try some funky zone? Are you going to try to stay true to what you do? I do think 2-3 is part of what they do.
Okay.
So they picked that, which I think is a good choice.
Yeah, they're solid at
definitely, and they flew around. Credit to them. Even man or zone, they flew around. Coach had them rotations, their closeouts. They were getting tips. We just felt like we weren't being solid for a while. So it's a credit to them and their D. And it's good coaching when you can play any D and you play it kind of the same way,
right,
in terms of the effort, the flying around, the tips. So credit to them and Coach Bloom.
Yeah, and I noticed that you, at least the second half, it looked like we're getting the ball to Kale at the high post, and he's such a good passer. A lot of teams will get it to the high post looking for the high-low or looking for the score. He was not really looking to put it up from there. He was looking for shooters from there, wasn't he? Was that the idea going into that second half?
Yeah, when a guy averages 7 assists
phenomenal
a night, it's just like, get it to him and see what we can happen. And credit to the other guys that can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah.
Coach, and I was doing a little production work over here, so if I'm going to repeat this, just move on. We'll get to the next question. But you knocked down 7 trays tonight. And I mean, you got them from a bunch of different guys. As Kale had one, Evan had one. You had Cougar with a couple. Actually, you might have had 8 threes because Cougar had 4, and then 2 from Max Parker. So when you put that on film, kind of hard to figure out, and maybe you guys were talking about this, how you had slowed this team down a little bit. I imagine you felt pretty good about your shooting tonight.
Yeah, we feel good about the work the guys put in. And, when we're going into a game, yes, we scout what they do, but we have been preaching, play us, do what we do. So, we're not as worried about what they're going to do, but just do us. What defense they're in, just play us.
Well, the passing tonight as well, which has been your calling card all year. The extra pass that they make, the ability to just absolutely make a cutting pass and the way they see the court. Tell me where that all comes from. Is that instinctual? Is that something that can be coached? Is it a combination of both?
Yeah, I don't know how much coaching it is. We're pretty fortunate to have a lot of guys that really love each other and then love the game of basketball. I think at a lot of schools our size, you don't usually get 8, 9, 10, however many guys we have that love basketball. It's their number one sport. It's what they live and breathe for. So we're really fortunate, and I think that kind of shows itself on the court with the way that they play and how unselfish they are.
I've got a thought on that. And we talked about this during the game. I've never seen a team that delivers the basketball on the break to the receiver that all they need to do is catch and score. Meaning, a lot of times we used to say this to our kids, don't just throw the basketball to a zip code or, throw it to an address, somebody's house, right? So don't just throw it at somebody. But these guys, the one thing you'll notice, they deliver it, and the receiver of the pass catches it, scores without dribbling, which means they have to hold it a little bit longer. They've got to time it. But you'll see that all over the court. All they got to do is catch and finish. It's amazing.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I don't know how much that is to us, like I said.
Well, you got to coach that. I mean, you guys must drill the heck out of your full court. It's not really an organized break, is it? It is a fast break where you get out and fill lanes and get. It's about speed, right?
Yeah, we've said all year we want possessions. We want to increase that pace. We want the ball in the hands of our guys that have put in so much work, and it's fun to play that way. It's fun to watch that way. So go reap the benefits of all the work you've done by playing that way and doing those things that you talked about.
Well, you think it's fun for you. Try putting a headset on. It's a ton of fun for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times tonight Coach Hubert screamed in the headset on a bucket.
I forgot I was wearing a headset.
But that means that we're having fun calling it. And boy, you guys have been just so much fun over the years. So, Coach, congratulations. A lot of hard work. A lot of work yet to do. But I want you to enjoy this moment. I hope you guys do.
Yeah, good thing about playing on Saturdays, maybe you get a day to enjoy it, and then it's back to work. So we just want to thank you guys and the Strive crew, the production crew. We know the time that you put in as well. Tim's always calling me, so.
And you'll always answer, which is good.
I know our community appreciates you guys, and I know for sure we appreciate the community. The showing tonight, playing a district final at home for the first time, it's just special things going on. So we're really grateful as a program for everybody's support.
Well, we want you right now to go out there and spend some time with those players of yours. So, again, congratulations.
Our guys were great.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Touchdown, Tyler Craven. He's the only guy with the nickname, football nickname.
Is that what it was?
Who was terrific. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We gave him the nickname Touchdown Tyler Craven because he owns 8 receiving records here
Really?
at Ashland-Greenwood. But he was not only a great wide receiver, but my goodness, was he a great basketball player.
Touchdown, Tyler Craven.
Tyler Craven.
Weren't you turnover Tim Washburn? Maybe not.
No.
No.
That wasn't a nickname. It absolutely should have been my nickname.
Right,
yes.
turnover.
Because,
okay.
yeah, I think I had more turnovers than points in my entire career. That's what I always say.
That's,
But here's a guy that doesn't turn the ball over. That's Elliot Gosson. And as we wait for Coach Mose, and we're going to do our best to get those 4 seniors up here because we may not, once you get to state, may not get a chance to talk to those guys. But Elliot, from a student perspective, talk a little bit about how much fun this is for you to be a part of.
Absolutely awesome. Because I know, the last time we got into state again when we played Auburn, it was the COVID year. We were all stuck in here. The last day before the school got shut down, we were sitting in here with a watch party, projector screen. It wasn't the best experience because we weren't there.
Oh, that is an understatement, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, here's the other nice thing. Yeah. Stacy Hubert, hey, you got a big fan standing down there in the front row.
I see that.
One of the other thing is here, Elliot, you get a day off, right? You're going to be able to take Tuesday off to go watch because the Blue Jays probably going to play at 1:30 on a Tuesday. So, hey, give a shout out to that, I imagine. You're pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that going to be like, getting down there in Lincoln, Nebraska and going crazy?
Well, I mean, I'd assume we'd probably fill up an entire section at Pinnacle Bank. If we fill up down here, we'll get double that if we got the day off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be great stuff. Well, I'm not sure if we're going to get the seniors up here. They've got their hands full. They're celebrating. Hello, Josh. As Josh comes up to say hello as well, and pretty good, wasn't it, buddy? You know what? I'll tell you what, buddy. I don't know, but you give me a couple minutes and we can chat about it. How about that? So I know Josh is excited about who we play, and we can definitely. Say that again. I don't know yet. It probably is going to be Ogallala. So, yeah. So that'll be a fun one, bud.
But the only game I'm worried about on Monday is Party Gatlin.
Yep, absolutely.
You know who that is?
I don't.
No, not Gatlin.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? You give me. Let us wrap this up, buddy, and then we can chat about it. I definitely want to talk to you about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You know what game I'm worried about on Monday?
Yeah, I don't know. We won't play on Monday. We'll probably play on Tuesday. So.
No.
Yeah.
You know what game I'm worried about?
Oh no, I don't.
Yep, Josh is a big-time Blue Jay fan.
Yes, he is, Josh. So thank you. Yep, 3.
You're rooting for it right now.
All right. That sounds good, bud.
No,
Well,
rooting for it.
yes. Well, it's going to be fun. And you know what? Guess who we've got coming up here, Josh? We've got Coach Mose. And I'll bet you want to hear what he has to say, and I know we all do. This is a big moment for him. And Josh is pretty excited, of course, for us all and for your program as well, Coach. Hey, congratulations. What a great moment. And just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Just happy for the kids. They've worked hard all year, and they've had a really, really good season. So you don't want something goofy to happen in that win or go-home game. And so ecstatic that they won. That we kind of took care of business. It always wasn't clean, but they fought through the ups and the downs and did a really good job. And kind of just excited that we get to play at state, obviously, and have our community, our fans, our youth kids, and everyone get to go watch. Because last time we kind of missed out on that experience.
Oh, I think, of course, what Coach Mo's referring to 2 years ago, of course, when he went to state, almost beat Auburn in what was maybe the best, game of the state tournament. And they go on to win it, and it was an empty stadium. I was lucky enough to be there with Brett Sapp and a few other fans, but that was about it. Coach, tonight, though, these 4 seniors, I want you you've got a lot of basketball to play, but their last time here in the Birdcage. Talk just a little bit about those 4 seniors.
Obviously they've done a lot for our program. I mean, the strides that they have all made, all 4 of them, and Evan was only here for 2 years, but the strides that all 4 of them made have been tremendous, and each one of them has kind of improved on some areas that we asked them to improve on, because they're coachable kids and they work hard. And they want to be good. So when you're working with kids like that, it's great, and it makes our job pretty easy. Obviously, Kale has been a big impact for us, and since his freshman year. And so this was his third district final, obviously because of last year. But he was still with us for last year in his 4th. So he usually comes to play in big games, and so he's an experienced kid that has a lot of ability and skills that's been our leader for 4 years, and then Max, who's as we've mentioned, has just improved tremendously over the last 4 years. Every year he just gets better and better and better, and brings just a ton amount of energy to us that we all just kind of feed off of. And he's had an out. If we could ask for a senior year to go more perfect, I don't know what else he could do. He's been phenomenal, and so we hope that continues. And Evan's been with us for 2 years. And obviously an extremely great athlete that does many things at our school, but on the basketball court, he's been really good last year, and this year he's really started to come on lately. He is playing outstanding basketball. He's finishing strong. He's always shot it well. His defense, he's a great athlete. He just wasn't maybe playing his best in towards the beginning or middle of the season, and he is turning it on. And when we get guys playing well at the end of the year, that's obviously great. And then Darren, he's a guy that's getting in there, and he, as I said, everyone's improved, and he's included in that. He gets in there and he's gotten some steal layups. He's knocked down some shots, and he's done a really good job. So those 4 guys certainly give us a lot to our team.
Well, Max just didn't hear all those great things you said about him, but you were one of the seniors he was chatting about, Max. And Coach, we're not going to talk a lot about this game tonight, except to just say congratulations. I've got to imagine you were really, really pleased with how you played tonight, Coach.
Yeah, I told the kids sometimes we as coaches want things to go perfect and smooth and easy, and towards the end of the game there, it was like 68-28, and I kind of turned to our coach and said, man, we're not playing great on offense, and man, our defense we missed some steals where we got it, but we didn't catch it, or we did this or that, and we had a few turnovers. And then at a certain point, you just got to reflect back and go, you know what? We're up 40 against a good team. These kids have a lot of skills and a lot of abilities and are doing a tremendous job. So absolutely pleased with how they played, not only tonight, but the entire season.
Well, listen, we're going to get to your players, but congratulations, kudos to you. You have worked and built, we even talked about Jordan being on your staff a few years ago,
Yep.
and all of the bricks that you guys laid down, and all those former players as well, and the heart and soul you've put into this, Coach. So congratulations to be where you're at.
Thanks. Before I leave here and you kick me out, one of the coolest things I think, maybe in my 10 years, is the fact that this place was filled up. 30 minutes to 45 minutes before the game. That's absolutely amazing. That's pretty dang cool that there's enough support, and that maybe we put an enjoyable product out there and we're fun to watch, and people love to support the kids that we have, and just a million good things to say about that, what happened.
Without a doubt, and just to add on that, when I walked up, both of the entrances had a line of people waiting to get in at 4 o'clock, so I had to sneak through the back door to get in a little early. But again, you had lines at 2 entrances, Coach, to get in tonight.
It just shows kind of how special this group and team are,
yeah.
and that just doesn't happen every year. I wish it did, and that'd be really cool, but we're going to enjoy it, and do the best we can moving forward.
You bet. Well, go enjoy some time with your players, and congratulations. I know Josh is going to have a little conversation with Coach Mose here, buddy. But I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk with Max while they have a little conversation. But Max, buddy, congratulate one of 4 seniors having your last game here in the birdcage tonight. Talk about that feeling. Did it dawn on you that this will be the last time that you'll be playing here tonight?
It dawned on me today when Tiffany Mose said, "This is your last game here. How does that feel?" And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But it's also exciting because we won and we're going to state now.
Thank you, Josh. Isn't that awesome? That is such a great feeling. And when you look around and you see that student body going nuts over there, what does that mean to you as well?
It means a lot, honestly. It means that we're all a community and we all love each other, and this is just a great school.
Max, I got to tell you, this group means so much to all of us, and I think, speak for the community when I say you're all special. You guys are all special. What you have overcome with the fireworks injury and your left hand, you just are an inspiration, and it's just been so much fun. I always tell your parents you're my favorite player because your energy and the things you had to battle through. And so anyway, partner, I just want to say thank you so much for the years that you've given us and for the inspiration that you are, because it's been a lot of fun to watch it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now tell me real quick before we get to Darren, your thoughts on state. You got state here in a week and a half. What's it feel like right now? And tell me about the excitement level.
Oh, the excitement level's through the roof. I'm so excited. We're ready for this. Everyone's put a lot of hard work in.
Yeah. Well, buddy, go have some fun tonight, all right?
Thank you.
You earned it. Max Parker, who had a great game, a great season, a great career here at the Birdcage. Got a lot of basketball yet to play. Here comes another kid here that if you don't find it to just love this kid, Darren Hill, with the way that he's battled as he helps Evan Shepard with his microphone. Darren, you started the season without a uniform, but you committed and you did everything to help this team, and you get a uniform and you make the most of it. Talk a little bit about what this moment tonight felt like, your last night here at the Birdcage.
Feels awesome because back in 2020 when we went to state, I didn't get to play. All I got to do was sit back and film, and I figured it'd be really fun, and now we get another chance where I get to be on this court with them.
Talk to me about playing with these yahoos here, your 3 other senior buddies, Evan standing to your right. What's it like to play with them and to have gone through 4 years with these seniors?
It's awesome. They bring a bunch of energy to the team and help us overcome any obstacle.
Darren, last question here. What's this meant to you personally? I mean, I know we've talked about basketball, but what's it meant to you personally, this last season run that you've had an opportunity to contribute? Talk a little bit about that.
It shows that hard work can always pay off, no matter how hard or bad or at something you are.
Well, you're certainly not that. You've come on and shown, by the way, 5 of 5. 5 of 5 from 2 points this year in the time that you got. So you have shown that you can play this game. So thank you, buddy, and you're an inspiration as well. So we appreciate all you've done. All right, Darren Hill joining us tonight.
Thank you.
What a great run he had. Now we get Evan Shepard after Darren exits. And Evan, I tell you, I wish I had some other guys wearing. Coach, feel free to grab that mic because I know you've got some questions for him. You have just been a ball to watch, and man, are we blessed to have you come into our community 2 years ago.
Thank you.
We talked already a little bit about what this has meant, but tell us, just knowing tonight, in the 2 years, this being your last game in the Birdcage, what it meant to you.
You know, it's kind of a sad moment, but also a very exciting moment for us. Personally, just coming in and being able to experience the kind of environment that this whole community brings. And, we've had 2 packed houses the past 2 games, and it's just been awesome to see the community come up behind us, and also alongside of these guys who just, no matter what, they're there to build you up and pick you up whenever you need it. And so I think that's just been awesome. But it's definitely a little sad to have this as their last time playing in here, though.
I interviewed you and Kale, and I'm going to let Coach Hubert here jump in after this, but I interviewed you and Kale a few weeks ago, and Kale jumped in, and he really vouched for who you are and your character. But I know when you moved here 2 years ago, Kale was kind of one that took you under his wing a little bit and adopted you early on. So talk about the relationship with that guy.
100%. And, just the first day, I haven't even gone to school yet, and he was texting me saying, hey, we're doing all this, come whenever you want. And so, that just helped me just connect with a whole bunch of people. And so Kale's just been awesome. I think of him as one of my best friends, and he's just been a big role model for me just these past 2 years. So.
Well, he's a great role model for many. So are you. The young kids look up to you.
Thank you.
A lot of adults do too, buddy. You do a great job. Coach, what do you have for Evan?
The question I've got for Evan would be, when you came here 2 years ago, correct?
Yep.
2 years ago, did you have any idea that you would be involved with the football program, the basketball program, and on the track at this level? Did you have any idea that you were going to have this kind of success before you got here?
Well, so I had a little expectation because I knew Tyler Craven through my brother, and so he kind of told me a little bit of mostly about Kale and how good Kale is, and so I was really bummed last year not being able to play with Kale and see how he could do things, but him coming back this year, and it's just been awesome to play alongside of him and other guys in football and basketball, and then even in track I've had some great friends and memories made. So
yeah, well, we're lucky to have a move in like that. I can tell you that.
Without a doubt, it's been awesome, and not just, again, Evan, not just on the court, on the football field, but what you've done in the community with your student body. It's been a great addition to the community. So
I appreciate that.
Hey, but we got a lot of basketball left to play.
Yes,
so
sir.
We're not
Yes, we
shutting
do.
it down yet tonight. But thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Let's get this partner of yours on here, and that's Cale Jacobson, who also finished up his season as far as at the Birdcage. And, Cale, you got a piece of net sticking out of your ear. I love it. You're probably going to sleep in that tonight, aren't you?
Think about it for sure.
Hey, you've had some great memories here. Again, share what it was like tonight to know this was the last game here in the Birdcage in this atmosphere.
Yeah, I think kind of like Evan said, it was really bittersweet. And honestly, going in, I didn't really think about it like that. But someone said it to me down there, and it's just like this is where I grew up in this gym. So it's heartwarming, but at the same time, I'm excited to go play in Lincoln. That's kind of what you dream of. All the hours in here is working to get to there. So.
And let's talk about that next step. The state tournament a week and a half away. This is, Cale, when you left the court after you took the pictures, you were running out of here like a kid in a candy shop. And I imagine that a lot of that emotion from not being able to play last year just hit you. And you're not taking this moment for granted. Talk a little bit about this opportunity to play in state.
Yeah, it's what you dream of. Growing up, and obviously getting it completely taken away. I think we thought we had a pretty good group last year. We were hoping we would have got down there, and they almost did, obviously with me on the sideline. But just getting it taken away, it really makes it that much more special for me. And then to be with these guys, they know what we're gonna do. They know what we're working towards. And so every day we just come to work, and that's our end goal, is to get down there to Lincoln. So,
Coach.
We were talking about taking it for granted, and obviously with Kale, with his injury last year, certainly don't. And there is no wild card in C1. We were talking about that. And a lot of times with the record we've got, if you were in Class A, you've kind of got a wild card tucked in your back pocket. There's a pretty good chance you're going to go. But in this situation, you just never know. There could be a huge upset here. Did you feel any pressure, or were you guys pretty confident?
I'd say we were pretty relaxed coming in. We know that if we play our game, if we play like us, is what we say a lot, we can compete with anybody. And our skill, we always say our skill could win out. So we just got to lock in on the defensive end and let our offense work for itself, because we got a lot of pieces down there. So we were pretty confident coming in. Obviously, they're a really good team. You don't get here, you don't just fall into the sub-state game.
Right.
But we felt pretty good coming in, and we kind of showed it tonight right away. So.
Sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to finish with this. You've been a great role model for so many kids. And, Evan mentioned it earlier, and, you've represented yourself incredibly well, especially the adversity you faced last year, Cale. So I'm very proud of you. But I know a lot of work yet to do, too.
A lot of work.
We're not saying goodbye. We're just
Yes,
giving
sir.
you kudos. How about that?
The first text I sent to Evan, he didn't have my number, and I didn't put my name on it. So he got this text, and he was like,
I think this is probably Kale, but I don't know. That was his response. And I was like, oh, yep, that's me. And it was the green Samsung message, and I was like, oh, what did we get into? But it worked out pretty well. So
Good. It worked out great. Well, good thing that you reached out to him. So,
thanks for having us, guys. Thanks for calling the game.
Kale. Go have some
Good
fun
luck.
with your teammates tonight. Well earned. Well, Coach, longest post-game show in history. So
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap it up. But your final thoughts here on this season so far?
Yeah, just incredible. There's a lot of teams. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but there's a lot of teams that have phenomenal seasons and don't get the chance to play in Lincoln. So to be able to have a phenomenal season and take the next step here is what these guys have been working for. So that's why there's no guarantees. But that's why I think they're so excited to make it, and I think they're going to do fine down there in Lincoln.
I cannot wait, folks. They'll play on Tuesday, a week from this Tuesday, most likely at 1:30, but we'll get everything confirmed and out to the Ashland-Greenwood faithful here shortly. But an incredible crew. Just have to thank so many folks, starting with Elliot Gosson, who is just a sensational sophomore. He does so many great things for us up here. You don't know. He does all the little things for us that we need done, as well as keep the score up there for you. So a big thank you to Elliot Gosson. And Coach Hubert, man, he joined us this week, and what a job he has done. It's been so much fun having you on air.
A lot of fun. This is game 5, right, this week?
That's right. We've been busy.
Wow.
So thank you.
Yeah,
You've been awesome.
my pleasure.
Yeah, folks, you're going to see him on the hard court, of course, next year, head coach of the Ashland-Greenwood girls. And I can't say enough about Jordan Wallman. He's phenomenal. He runs this broadcasting course, and he is so great on the air. So for my team, I'm Tim Washburn saying so long. We'll see you down the road.